Was it the most devastating injury in entrepreneurial history? Well, let's talk about what happened.
I did the sound effect again. So GaryVee, I saw your tweet.
You alright?
And I did see your little sticky note about what injuries you have and the recommendations that you received. Obviously, just for full disclosure, I'm not seeing you as a patient. I'm only going by the public postings that you've made about your injury. I'm not commenting on anything specifically related to an injury that you sustained. This is all based on information you've posted. But since your buddies are laughing,
You alright?
let's talk about your ankle, and let's make it serious. So, this is your ankle, right? This is your right ankle, and from the video, it seems like it was your right ankle. It was all swollen over here. Obviously, all the ligaments are gone, and from what the little post-it note said is that you have a sprain of your talofibular ligament, anterior talofibular ligament. That's the one right here. That's different from the posterior talofibular ligament. Fibula, calcaneus, talus, navicular, and then you have the medial, middle, lateral cuneiform, and the cuboid bone. Okay, so you had a sprain of your anterior talofibular ligament right here. You had a sprain of the anterior capsule over here. And then you had the avulsion fracture of your lateral cuneiform, from what it sounds like and from what was written and from what I could read on that post-it scratch note, wonderful handwriting. That is over here. So your lateral cuneiform, medial, middle, lateral cuneiform, cuboid. So right around here, there's the dorsal cuneiform ligament, intercuneiform ligament. So it could be one of these ligaments where the ligament not tore, but took a flake of bone off, or chip, fracture off that bone, and that's all here. So it sounds like you had an ankle, sprain, and then you had a midfoot sprain as well. This is the midfoot. The ankle involves the talus, tibia, fibula, and the calcaneus and navicular bone over there. And then all of this, the talus and navicular. Once you get navicular, cuneiform, cuboid, that's midfoot. The hindfoot is the talus and the calcaneus. The ankle proper, now I mean the ankle, people sort of consider all of these things. Ankle joint proper is the talus, tibia, fibula. But when we talk about ankle sprains, any of the ligaments that go from around the ankle joint to whether it's the hindfoot or the midfoot, that's all part of an ankle sprain. Now, this cuneiform ligament sounds like a midfoot sprain. The anterior talofibular, like the sound effects? Yeah, go for it. The anterior talofibular, hey, even my media guy's laughing, come on. So the anterior talofibular ligament right here is sprained, but that's all part of the ankle. The anterior capsule is over here. Even the calcaneofibular ligaments that are here are all part of the ankle, but then once you get here, that's sort of midfoot. But now, I haven't seen your imaging. Apparently, you're getting an MRI tomorrow. Good for you. Not everyone needs an MRI clinically. Oftentimes, we may actually... There's awesome. 1 second.
5 minutes later.
So, ankle sprain, midfoot sprain, and it's an avulsion fracture. If it's a large fragment, sometimes that needs to be repaired. If it's just a small chip, then oftentimes, as long as it's stabilized, it's a non-operative treatment. The important thing is, we shouldn't laugh, but your buddies did.
You alright?
And so in terms of healing, you want to get back onto your basketball court and take your buddies on again, right? You know, make them laugh instead of you laughing. I would not recommend taking retaliation activities or any retaliatory shoves and pushes on the court because they were laughing, even though it was quite amusing. But I was not laughing. I'm there right with you. I feel your pain, okay? So, healing, on average, it just comes down to basic biology. I mean, until we have something that can accelerate the healing, then we're talking about 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks in some. The younger you are, the quicker you heal, the faster the collagen, increased metabolism, and you can try all sorts of things people are trying, and I'm not going to get into that, whether to try and improve and accelerate collagen healing. However, on average, you're talking for an ankle sprain, your basic 4 to 6 weeks, more severe ankle midfoot might be 6 to 8 weeks. But even after it heals, you're going to have some stiffness. You need rehabilitation. You have to stretch out the collagen because first, when the collagen is formed, it's disorganized. Then it needs to organize, and then it needs to redevelop the proprioceptive balance and kinematics. And that takes time. So part of it is you're going to be wearing an ankle brace of some sort. And typically the lace-up, crisscross strap type format. I'm not going to get into specific brands or anything like that, but and let's assume it's a minor midfoot with a minor, major, even up to a grade 2 ankle sprain. What would involve is the rehab after the collagen is all healed and the alignment of the bones. Let's assume they're all stable and there's no instability of the midfoot, and certainly no Lisfranc type injury, which is another major injury in the midfoot. We'll save for another conversation. And it doesn't sound like that's what you had, but it would be good to see what the MRI shows. However, the bone alignment would be quite visible if you had one of those major type of midfoot injuries. And again, I haven't seen you or your images, and I'm going by what you wrote on your sticky note and what you tweeted about. However, 6 to 8 weeks of rehabilitation back on the court for competitive contact basketball. I would say it might take you 3 to 6 months, depending. Getting back on the court to just throw the ball, be running around, non-contact, recreational, you might be a little bit sooner. However, everyone heals differently, but your typical ankle sprain, you might be back within 3 months playing pretty solidly. If it's more involved than that, then it becomes down to what I've talked about before, the mental game. So part of it may be you're still recovering from your buddies laughing at you, but now you got to trust your ankle again. And a brace only takes you so far. So you got to learn to be strong after you heal and get back in the game so your buddies stop laughing.
I got